Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm going to give you a chance to come aboard. Come aboard, come aboard. Mm, Nothing better than a nice cup of tea after training. Hey, what's up, Ian? Amanda? As you come aboard, say, hey, Rich. What's up, Rich? How many of you love having a cup of tea after you train? Type that in. Jadi! Skylar, Kim. My brother Jadi. You better come see me soon. Oh, thanks. Somebody has to love you, so it might as well be me. I'm actually coming out to Virginia. I'm going to be in Leesburg, somewhere out there. I'm doing a kickboxing certification for a team at Encourage Martial Arts. So, who knows? Maybe I'll book some workshops that week I'm out there. I'm only there for the weekend, and I need to come back for It's Time Live. So, I don't know. Jason, what's happening, sir? Nicholas. Don, good evening, Don. Daniel Smith. Brian. Lyle, Jake. Yeah, I was just booked for a kickboxing certification on the East Coast. So it's going to be very cool. Very cool. You know, we've had a kickboxing program for 18 years. 18 years. We are definitely the connoisseurs of kickboxing. We went from the Taibo days. We evolved. We've done it so many different ways to where we are today. And the neat thing about having a program, I know we have one of the longest fitness kickboxing programs, is that you get a chance to master your craft. So I've developed a workout that I think is spot on. It's culture based. It's very unique. So it is sustainable and growth oriented. If we can sustain a program for 18 years, and we know fitness is fad based, we saw Pilates, we saw Zumba, we saw all that, CrossFit, and we still sustain our core group of 150 in San Francisco. And Millbrae is, I think, is close to 100, right around 100 in kickboxing. What's up, Maria, Ian, Sophia, John, Vincent? I need to talk to you, buddy. Call me tomorrow. Nicholas. A lot of people coming aboard. Before we start taking questions, I love working out. You know, I come to San Francisco on Tuesday for two reasons. Every other week, I'll come to San Francisco, not during the summer. I take the whole summer off. But I'll come every other week during the regular year, and I do a bunch of standing privates. One is this boy, Cameron, who's got to be 20, 21 now. I've been working with him since he was 10 or 11. And he got affected by meningitis as a baby, and it's affected a lot of his learning and different things like that. And I can tell you what I love about working with that boy, you know, with special needs. He doesn't know there's a war. He doesn't know there's hate. He probably doesn't even know what death is. And it's just one of the most magical times, the 30 minutes I spend with him. Sometimes I think I should be paying them. Stephen Reinstein's on. He's got a new Facebook course coming out, and I get to audit it. So he's saying, hey, I just wrapping up recording for the course, almost 4 hours of content. Very excited for you to check out. Oh, you know I will, sir. You know I will. And I will give you the 411. Is that old school, Jody? I will give you the 411 on that. I promise you I will. Lots of people coming aboard. Keep coming and coming. And the new people coming on. Hey, John Krause. You know, I grew up doing martial arts with a guy named John Krause. I did. So getting back to working out. I come here every other Tuesday to train with the team. And, you know, I train on my own too. But I train with my black belt, my core black belts. And I was reminded, as I saw the younger black belts, and they were lagging. I said, dude, don't be afraid to step up. They're committed. They're in here. I said, nothing tougher than a teenager with a black belt and an attitude. So sometimes you got to check that stuff. You got to be willing to do that. Remember, the integrity of your art is really, really important. And ironically, our black belt retention is some of the highest in our school here in San Francisco. Millbrae's a young school. We have no black belts yet. So our black belt retention is really high. You know why? Because the demands are high. I stepped on that floor and I kicked their butts today, and I called them out. I called them out and they raised the bar and they were inspired, because if you mess up at work, is your boss going to go, hey, right on, you just lost me $100,000 account. Let's go have some lunch. If you get an F, is your college professor going to go, right on, you got an F? I mean, the real world is the real world. So part of what we're trying to do with our students is prepare them for the real world. And if everything's rah, 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 kumbaya, then they have no tools to deal with being reprimanded for making bad choices, for bad behavior. So they can take a higher level of accountability and ownership. If you're not willing to do that with your upper belts, then I've got a challenge with that. Of course, they're white belts. You don't want to do that. They're nurturing, building confidence. But if you made it to black belt in our school, you have some gumption, right? You got some toughness. You got that grit that they talk about. Cool? All right. So I know you're going to love this. How many of you work out? I know this is kind of gross. How many of you work out and you love it when you get to that point like you want to throw up? Go on. How many of you work out to the point where you feel like you're going to throw up? Go. Is anybody with me? Anybody? Well, I'm waiting for an answer to that gross question. I want to say, hey, thank you, Jason. It was a great conversation today. I'm excited about you having excellent kids, and I'm excited about the opportunities that it's going to present for you at your school. And of course, it'll contribute to the growth, retention, and your bottom line. Good? Steven's been there. Mohammed, you can send me a friend request. Sure. Peter, what's happening, Peter, sir? Lots of people on board. So let me formally open this up. This is Rainmaker Membership Systems and Software presents Success Never Sleeps with me, Brannon Beliso. And it's an open forum where you ask questions. We are what we call a collective of people. We are a collective of people whose purpose is to be critical thinkers, is to be thought leaders, is to not fall in line with the herd mentality, but to create our own vision. Remember, you are the architect of your life. You are the architect of your business. And I'll be darned if I'm going to let anybody tell me how I should live my life, how I should run my businesses. And I believe if your vision is clear, if you constantly are learning, and I'm not just meaning on the mat, but you're learning to be an accountant, you're learning to be a Facebook expert, you're learning to be, a bookkeeper, you're learning to be a janitor some days, you're learning to do all of that really, really well, then you now have the power. You have that power to create a business that's growth-oriented and sustainable. And from that, you can develop those systems and train people to do it better than you. Even though we have full-time janitorial services at both locations, I could still clean circles around my janitors. So that being said, I write the systems and I teach those janitors to clean the schools the way I like them. You feel me? So, and also I think it gives you that peace of mind. You're not at the mercy of your team. There's nobody that is not replaceable. Nobody. Everybody's replaceable. And I don't say that in a fearful, egotistical way. I say that in a very humbling way, because I wouldn't want to lose any of my quality team at all. But if I had to, I'm capable to step up and do anything. And that's valuable. You know who taught me that a lot was my grandma. Growing up in her restaurants was also Nick Cirillo. If you get a chance, read his book, A Slice of the Pie. I don't know if it was the first night or the second. I was out there for a trust and track leadership workshop, and this guy's working the hostess stand. And I asked him, dude, you make $3 million. I believe the conversation might have happened then when he came to San Francisco for Small Giants. And I said, you were behind the hostess stand. You make $3 million a year. What's up with that? He says, because I'm not going to hire just anybody. And I would rather work this hostess stance if it's needed, right? Because this is my business, this is my work. I am the architect, versus just putting anybody there. And that made a lot of sense to me. So don't just put anybody in there because they have a black belt. If you have to, handle the teaching yourself until you find the right person. Cultural hiring, for me, is really, really important. Really important. And I was talking to somebody about that today. It sounds like there were challenges, and these people were really loyal at one point, but then they left and took part of the school and this and that. I said, you hired the wrong person. Well, it wasn't always that way. Well, if they came up and they were homegrown and they're behaving that way, somewhere along the line, it would have revealed itself, and you as the architect did not see it, and you didn't nip that stuff in the bud. You feel me? So I'm very passionate about that. You've got to educate yourself in all areas of your business, okay? All areas of your business. And the biggest thing I think we lack in as a whole, as an industry, is two things. Growing and managing a team, writing, well, more than that, systems and moving from being a martial arts instructor to a successful small business owner. Cool. So let's see who else is here tonight. Wow. Eric, Mrs. O'Keefe. What's happening? Eric, Richmond. Richmond, that's a new name, sir. The new people coming aboard, would you humble me and comment in the name of your school and where you're tuning in from? I really appreciate that. Daniel, what's happening? Daniel, sir. Chris, Troy, Nicholas. Been there, puked, and kept on going. Lead by example. Yeah, and I'm 55. I'm in line with kids that are 19, 20 years old, and I'm huffing and puffing. I'm working like a dog, but that's what I shared with them tonight. I said, isn't this a great class? Yes, because I lead by example. I don't ask you to do 10 push-ups. I get down there and do 10 with you. You got to do that with your classes. You want them to respect you? Then do it with them. It's easy to stand there and do this. Anybody can do that. Get down on the floor, do the push-ups with them, do the moves with them, inspire them through your example. I said, that's why this class has this type of energy, because we do that. We do that, right? Rich is saying, yeah, Slice of the Pie is a great book, because the turnover rate in the restaurant industry, particularly his industry of the pizza industry, is 200%. His turnover rate is 20%. It was amazing to sit in this trust and track leadership, track and trust leadership with all these kids that were in their early 20s going, these guys aren't getting paid a lot of money, but they drank the Kool-Aid, man. They drank the Kool-Aid and they were so into the why, because I recognize they hire from the why. It's not what you look like on paper. They hire people that take pride in their work, even if they are slinging pizza dough, even if they are a hostess. They're people that pride themselves in excellence. It's not what you're doing, it's why you're doing it. See, so many people go, well, I'm not going to clean the toilet. What is that? It's why you're cleaning the toilet. Because in our school, it's to live your best life. A mom can't live her best life if she goes in that bathroom and there's pee-pee on the floor. So it's the why. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching people and, by example, cultivating the why. If you understand the why of what you do, then you hire people based upon that why. And their values are they're teachable. They love to serve. There's certain values that are in there. That's more important than what a resume looks like any day, any day, any day. I think that top CEO right now at McDonald's started out making French fries, but they showed loyalty, they showed commitment, and they showed that sense of quality for anything they were doing. Whether it is making fries, milkshakes, cleaning the bathroom, made no difference. Their quality was based upon, I like doing my best. It's not what I'm doing, it's why I'm doing it. I like doing my best. That's why I do that. Make sense? And I hope you feel that too. Chris. Hey, Charles Holmes. I'm learning every aspect of our business. I agree. You got to do it all if you want a successful business. Because also I believe it creates a sense of empathy. It creates a big sense of empathy in relationship to your front desk, in relationship to your instructors, your janitor. I love sweeping my school, and it's a thing I do at least once a week in Millbrae. It's a discipline and humility, and it reminds me of my grandma, because I used to sweep her restaurants as a young child. And this janitor looks at me like I'm nuts. He does. And he tried to take the broom from me one time in Millbrae. I'm like, dude, I'm cool. This is what I like to do. It's an act of humility, and that's very important to me. They say never forget where you came from. I remember every day. Welfare, food stamps, fried bologna, foster homes. I remember all of it, and it's not something I wish upon anybody, but I'm grateful for it. So sweeping the floor offers me that. Good. So I'm good for you, Charles. Hey, Paul Choi, Vincent, Brian Jordan. I'll always remember at your seminar you sweeping the floor and saying to my son Dakota, this is what a millionaire looks like. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I told that to Dakota, because a true millionaire, that's his mindset. Richard Branson does it. Steve Jobs was that way. It's a different sense of leadership. If I'm too good to get my hands dirty, then I don't hang with the troops. I don't play with my people. That's important. That's super important, and that's my style of leadership. Some people sit in a glass house and they drive their Bentley and they sit up there and they dictate and they look through the eye in the sky like Big Brother. You could do that too, but that in the end I think creates an upheaval, and there'll be a revolt in your business. I like being with the masses, as you would say it, right? I like being in the mix. That's just who I am, but it helps retain my people. I was thinking about our retention with instructors. I got Mr. Fiddler. He's in his mid-40s. He's been with us, God, at least 10 years. The guy who's running San Francisco is 25. He's been with me since he was 8 or 9, maybe 10. My instructors have all been with us, I would say at least 7 years or better. My kickboxing instructors, I got a woman that's a hairdresser who's been teaching kickboxing into fitness. I swear she's been with us 18 years. Another kickboxing instructor teaches 1 day a week. You know, she's been with us 18 years. So the shelf life of our people, because we hire based upon culture and values, and we value them, whether they give us an hour, whether they give us 40 hours, we treat our team the same. So our turnover rate is relatively low. It's my front desk, my sister, Mrs. Delacruz, they've been running that front desk here in San Francisco at least 10 years. I would say, yeah, at least 10 years. Millbrae, it's a younger team, and time will tell. Yeah, I remember looking at Dakota and saying, sweeping that floor, this is what a millionaire looks like. And it's true. Read the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Everybody can be a millionaire. That's easy. It's getting to be a multimillionaire. That's the next challenge. You know, just not because I want more money, just because it's a challenge. And I can utilize that money to offer more opportunities for people and things of that nature. Cool? Charles Holmes, Next Step Martial Arts. Welcome, Charles. Jason Moe. K1, what's up, K1? All right, so come on, start giving me some questions. I'm just talking away. Hey, Fred Bell. Bell's American Karate and Fitness from Fresno. Hey, Fresno, you're not that far away from me, Fred. You should come up. You should come up and check us out in Millbrae. Maybe join us for It's Time Live, Encore in November. Think about that, sir. You know, when people witness our culture and see what we do, it changes their whole mindset. It really does. Ron Sell, what's up, Ron? What's up, Ron? Thwartaplug Waddell. I know I'm probably just biting your name, sir, but welcome. Please tell me the new people coming aboard. Where are you tuning in from, and what's the name of your school? Last night, we had the Philippines, we had Germany, we had Australia, we had Canada, all at the same time. It was awesome. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. So share this, everybody. Take this live and share it with everybody. Let's blow it up. We are at 582 live views. People were live with us at that moment, 582. And that was crazy, right? So let's see if we can bust it out again. Tell me where we're at. K1. Eric, sir. Chris, sir. Jason. Here we go. I have been reviewing your material on rotating curriculum, sir. My understanding is you stripe test every 2 weeks with 6 stripes per cycle and bell test every 4 months. Can you explain how you get to month 4 for testing, and that is usually at the end of the month? Okay. Most people, you're doing 1 stripe every month, correct? And while you're doing 1 stripe, you're simultaneously working on 2 or 3 other stripes, correct? Type in there and tell me if everybody is with me on that. Are most people doing 1 tip every 4 weeks or every month and simultaneously probably working on 2 other tips, maybe 3? Type it in if that's you. Heidi, hey, what's up, Heidi? Fred, I will. K1 will post my upcoming event coming up in November. So you have all that information. How many are you doing 1 tip every 4 weeks and you're working on 2 or 3 tips simultaneously? Good. Jason saying yes, sir, he does. Anybody else? Jason, yes, sir. Brian saying, how could we make a YouTube channel for everyone to show 1 to 2 minute videos of actual drills and games and incorporate with success in their classes? Developing a library that then could be ranked by likes or similar. Let me think about that. Okay? That's something I'll think about. So how many of you do 1 tip every 4 weeks? Okay, Brian, 1 tip every 4 weeks, right? Currently 1 every 3 classes. Good. 1 every 3 classes. 1 every 3 weeks. Hey, what's up? What's up? Master Steve Ray, Alexandru. Good, thank you, sir. So the challenge with that for me, doing 1 tip every 4 weeks, in kids' time, it's forever. It's forever. And it's a lot of content. So what I said, okay, let's do this. Let's cut it in half, right? Split it into 2 stripes, what was 1 stripe before, and they earn a tip every 2 weeks. If you want to get to the top of the mountain, is it more manageable to take 100 little steps or to try to do 3 big steps? That's a no-brainer. You see the picture, right? So we found also in accommodating the growth of your school, trying to administer curriculum like that is insane. So we found one tip every 2 weeks. At the end of 3 months, we have 6 tips. The 4th month is review and testing. And the reason that's really valuable, because it's not uncommon for a kid to come into month 4 with 4 tips on his belt, or maybe even 3. And we want to do makeup stripes. So a lot of what's going on in that review month and testing, we test out on the 6 stripes they know. And then at the end, we start prepping new curriculum. We'll do fun games, weapons, things like that. But it also gives us that great opportunity to work on makeup stripes and get people caught up. So that month is very crucial. Everybody's fine with it. They get it. It rotates really well. I hope that makes sense, sir. But I've really taken curriculum to a whole nother level. And that's to me because most Kempo schools, I see them, they're not at the numbers we're at. We're at 1,000 students between 2 locations. SF is 600 something, and Millbrae's a little bit under 400. So the numbers are phenomenal for a Kempo school, but I wasn't going to abandon my art. What I had realized was, how do I teach this better? How do I teach this more age specifically, skill level specifically, and the amount of time that I have? So in 2 weeks, they're coming twice a week, 45 minutes each class. Monday, 45 minutes of curriculum. Wednesday, all sparring. The following week, Monday, 45 minutes of reviewing and testing and earning that stripe in class. Wednesday, sparring. So I had to be very mindful that I got 90 minutes. What can I teach in 90 minutes, review in 90 minutes if they never practiced, and test them out? 3 techniques, maybe 4, right? And Kenpo has some really long forms. So breaking down these forms into several stripes was also a key thing. Everybody see that picture? And so now we're able to accommodate curriculum. We're paperless. Other than the certificate, they get when they pass, we are paperless. Paperless. So let's say hypothetically, you got 6 different colored stripes on your belt. You come into month 4. We got a Sharpie. We test you, we sign it. So there's no paper. Because remember, we don't do belt testing fees. So we have no paper to give out. There's no paper to track during testing. It's all from their belt. We just sign the stripes as they're testing. Once we see all 6 stripes signed, they do the fitness portion of the test, hit the front desk, get a yellow, orange belt ready for Johnny size 2, boom, and the class promote them. We don't do some big graduation at the end of the 4 months, nothing like that. I don't celebrate mediocrity. I don't. You take the bar exam, there's no pomp and circumstance with a freaking demo team and balloons and all that. We want to assimilate testing for what it is. And that's who we are. That's our culture. That's the way we roll. We don't want to inconvenience our parents, make them come another off day for testing in a big gym, and make them watch the black belt slideshow. I was at one graduation, I was speaking, and I was sitting there waiting to speak. And this kid sitting on the floor, he's a yellow belt, or he's going to get a yellow belt. That's what he was graduating to. Dad's texting, and he's pissed, and you can see his body. Then he finally called his wife. He goes, "This freaking thing's still going on. I didn't think it was going to take this long. And, I'll call you when I know it's on." So this poor kid who's getting his yellow belt, what does he do? Break a board? He had to sit through everybody's test, the black belt slideshow, all this pomp and circumstance, and the dad was pissed. You know why? They're not invested yet into your culture. So to hold them prisoner like that when they're brand new, get something else to do, not a cool thing. Who agrees with me on that? Anybody? Hey, Alex, what's up, sir? Good, you got it, Jason. Excellent. So tell me, who's been to graduations like that or who's done graduations like that? Go. William Anderson, David Otti, what's happening? Anybody tuning in for the first time, please let me know where you're tuning in from and the name of your school. It'd be a big honor. I love to know all the people we're connecting with all over the world. Anybody from anywhere outside the United States? Put it in, put it in, put it in. How many of you have been to a graduation like that? Come on, nobody's going to own that? Okay, I agree. So I'm saying it's not a bad thing. Just I don't know why I would invite brand new white belts to it. I know you're thinking, hey, I'm going to upgrade them. Let them come see the black belts. This show how this kid's journey from white to black belt. Then I can hit him on Monday with the club. You know, that's fine in your mind, but look at that parent that's not invested yet. And he just wants his kid to get his freaking yellow belt and go home. So I might reserve that till maybe a first year student, second year student, because it's not bad. I've sat in gyms to speak with 800 people there, but just catching that, I think it was a message to remind myself, okay, this is why we don't do this. And everything I do is left of center. I am a disruptor, and I'm looking for ways to do it better. And if service is about not inconveniencing people, service is about not demanding more than what they expect, which is twice a week, right? So if you can work bell testing into their actual class, even better. I think that's pretty cool. Skylar, you have a question. Sir, I have several adults and teen students I currently have. Them separate from the youth students, but I have my senior ranking class combined kids and adults. There seems to be no issue, so I'm considering doing this for all levels besides beginners. Would you recommend it? I know Taekwondo schools that get away with it all day long. You look and you see a big old white belt, guy sitting in the back row with some little kid in front of him. Not our thing, because I believe adults want to train with adults, and kids should train with kids. It's okay if we do a family workshop and things like that. For us, Skylar, it's a different learning. A white belt adult is going to learn so much faster than a white belt 7-year-old. So much faster. What you're talking about is your upper belts. They're all rocking and rolling at the same level. Yeah, could I put, 12-year-old junior black belt with, 25-year-old black belt and 30? Yeah, absolutely, sir. But again, I can't advise you on that, Skylar, because I don't do it at all, and I've never done it successfully. I would talk to like Sean Lee, one of these Taekwondo guys that do it really well. They do it really well. Cool. Have ran them that way in the past. Hey, Alex, what's happening? So you're with me on that, right? Right? You're with me on that. So, getting back to the graduation thing, it's really important. You want to assimilate real testing environments. Nothing more appalling to pay you $500 for a black belt, and I get up there in front of this big, gym of people, and I break a board and do one kata, and I watch a slideshow, and that's my black belt test. Our black belt test is nonstop for 5 hours, and it's brutal, and it's meant to be brutal. It's meant to assimilate life, and kids who pass our test, they go on to Stanford, Cornell, USC. I believe that's important. That's important. See, that's a values thing, right? I won't compromise. It's not narrow-minded, times have changed. No, the bar exam is hard. The SAT is hard. Medical, is hard. Anything that you really want in life is going to be hard. So why water it down? Why give them this illusion? Don't do that. And people will value you and respect you more for that. Cool? Jason, welcome, sir. Alex. Jeremy, Skylar. Yeah, I think you could I would test it. I would do a couple of workshops, Skylar. Do some workshops with year 2, years 3 students and take a survey. Hey, parents. Hey, kids. Hey, adult students. How'd you feel about that? Are you cool with that? What if we did it on a regular basis? Would that work for you? Again, involving your tribe, Skylar, getting their input before you make that decision endears you to them to no end. And it's a valuable quality, right? And that's what I would do. Do some test workshops. I just don't know how to create 8 to 10 sessions. Man. Send me your current schedule, Skylar, and I'll give you some thoughts on it. Just like your mission statement, I promise I'm going to have something for you by Thursday, is what I said. Looking at it, I promise it's too much time. And you're better than that. You got more in you than that. You just got to keep digging. Dig deep, and you'll find it, sir. You will. You will. Nick, welcome, Nick Kane. Eiling Dimakali. Edwin Garcia. For me, there's a lot of new names. Can you tell me where you're tuning in from? And the name of your school. Anybody from Canada tonight? Australia? Anybody from England? Anybody from the Philippines? Last night was insane. Insane. So this, for the new people coming aboard, this is Rainmaker Membership Systems and Software presents Success Never Sleeps with me, Brannon Beliso. We are a collective of entrepreneurs, martial artists, martial arts instructors, small business owners. We're a collective of critical thinkers, of thought leaders, of people who will not simply fall into the line and be led to slaughter with some repackaged, regurgitated program that's been done a million times. We are innovators. We're pushing the envelope. We're not afraid to make mistakes. We're not afraid to fail, because I believe changes need to happen. 50% of our industry are school owners with 75 or less students. That's appalling. That's just appalling. It should not be that way. So obviously the way we're doing things don't work anymore. They don't. It's a broken system. It needs to change. I believe that. I believe that. Across the board. Team Australia is here. Chris. David Audi. DK Martial Arts from Australia. Chris, David, there you go. Australia's in the house. Anybody else? Skylar, sorry, sir, you cut out. What? You got to get your Wi-Fi fixed, sir, because that happened the other night. So yeah, Skylar, I think it's cool. You can probably combine year 2. But as I shared, what you should do is do a couple of workshops, then poll your parents that were in the class, the adults and the kids, and say, how do you feel about that? How would you feel if we did this on a regular basis? And then take a survey. Involve your tribe. Listen to their input and make adjustments. You want to endear yourself to your tribe? You want to build some raving fans, sir? Then trust me, do that. Do that. And I just don't know how to create 8 to 10 classes. We're running 50-something classes in in San Francisco, 7 days a week. You can, sir. Again, I just don't know how. If you don't know how, then create a way. I can give you what I think I would do. Send it over to me. And as I'm working on your mission statement, I'll share that with you. My problem with your mission statement, it sounds too much like mine. And you're better than that. Skylar, as I said, it sounds like a rewind, huh? You've got it in you. Just got to dig. That's what this whole thing called life is about, is discovering who you are and being that best version of you and taking that and turning it into something that's profitable, sustainable, and growth-oriented. We all have that in us. Please don't think we don't. Thank you, Alex, sir. I don't know if I'm so wise, but I talk a lot. Okay, next question. What do you got? You're hanging out with me, Brannon Beliso. Success never sleeps. Never, never. So as I was sharing at the top of this, I worked out to the point where I wanted to throw up. I swear I was going to throw up. But it's right there on that edge, right where you want to puke and you're just pushing and pushing. That should never change. Even at 55, I did it when I was 5. I'll train this way until they put me in the ground. That's part of it too. It's very important for me to train that way, to be that example as long as I physically can for my team, right? For my team. Christian, welcome, Christian. Another new name that I haven't seen. Anybody tuning in for the first time, please put in your school, put in your name. All right, next. Who's next? What's the question you got for me? Go. Mike, all the way from the Philippines. Kuya Mike, what's happening? We put a profit generator through Rainmaker. We do early registration for our camps, okay? Early registration. The thing is, like I shared this the other night, go to Stephen Cates' camps and look at them. They do full refunds on anything you don't use. Full refunds. You can simply show up that day unannounced and book for the day, or come in for the week. Show up on Monday and book the whole week. They have their facility set up for that. That's amazing. You know how many people we took at the door this summer that simply showed up? We were able to adjust our staffing really quickly. We were able to adjust it, okay? But so we put out a profit generator saying regular camp is $325. Book your weeks now, choose them later. If you don't use, you get a full refund. We offered $75 off. We just put it out today. It's a 2-week thing. Today, I think we did $5K in early registration. So I'll let you know how those numbers end up by the end of the month. It's only a 2-week campaign. Short, tight, sweet. But it allows people to safely book these weeks, pay for them, and know if I don't use them, you're going to refund me. See, now here's where people are stepping over $1 to pick up a penny. I wrote $5,000 in refunds, I believe, between 2 locations, right about there, right? But guess what? Guess what? We grossed 50,000 more than we did a year ago. So even with that 5,000 in refunds, we grossed $50,000 more in camps than we did a year ago. You see where I'm going with that? So when I was analyzing Steve and Kate, the largest camp across the country, I was just amazed by, wow, that's bold. You're telling me I can book this now and whatever I don't use, you're going to refund it or credit it to me? That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And you could buy days. You could buy a block of 40 days and use them every way you want. You could book weeks, all these different scenarios. So it really showed me how they cater to the service, to servicing their clients. Powerful, right? So think about that. Yori, welcome, Yori. Steve Ray, what is your top 3 sources for leads? Okay, Steve, here's my opinion about that. It's the most asked questions. It's along the same lines as how to get 10 new students. Okay? I had this conversation with somebody today because he asked me pretty much the same thing. What are your 3 ways or your 4 ways to get more students? I believe that is the wrong question. My question would be to you, what are you doing to keep the students you currently have? I know we can always use more students. We know that. That's how we grow our school. That's how we grow our business. But if that's the question you're asking me, then I would, again, you can share with me and be honest, your back door is open. You're getting 10 and you're losing 10, right? Anybody want to own that? Whose student count is stuck? Whatever it might be. Who's been stuck for 6 months, 1 year with the same student count? If you are, then that would lead me to believe your back door is wide open. Can you see that picture? They're coming in the front door, going out the back. So the first thing I would focus on, and I'm a big advocate of this, working from the inside out, I'm going to ask you first, Steve, close that back door. That would be the better question. How do I close the back door and improve my retention? Number 1, teach better classes. Number 2, train your team better. Number 3, develop better customer service. Number 4, work on that Disney experience for everybody in your school. And you get those things right, guess what? Organically, your tribe, Steve, will start referring. And we know referrals are the best way to get new business. With all the fandango, funnel, Facebook, da-da-da-da-da, I know the value. Look, I'm here in social media. I understand the value of social media, so please don't get me wrong. But more so than that, what's more effective? A Facebook ad or a raving fan that stands there at pickup after school talking to another mom about how their child's developed confidence in your school? And that can only happen internally, right? Fix those things internally. And I promise you, organically, you'll get referrals. And how? What are my 3 main sources? Okay. Number 1 is all the community events that we do. We are known as the giving business. We donate our cotton candy machines all over the place to Little League openings, to back to school nights, we are everywhere, to fall festivals. That cotton candy machine gets so much mileage. I've posted videos. It gets so much mileage. We donate, I think it's like 50 birthday parties now to 50 different schools. We sponsor the funding, the foundation that gets arts and crafts and computers and stuff works in the whole district. We donate $2,000 a year to that. The whole district. So everyone's elementary school, they're getting money and raising money for that. We donate our facility, check this out, for the PTA committee to meet in our activity room while we watch the kids on the floor and they play dodgeball and break boards and do martial arts. Can I drop the mic? Boom. See, it's understanding, Steve, who is your demographic? What are their needs? And then you talk to them. God, I got that from Stephen Reinstein. I wish I could say that was mine, but it's not. But that's basically what we do. We understand. We understand, right? Okay, you've experiencing that, Steve. All right. Chris Malloy, I would never answer that with parents' night out. Oh, I would answer that with parents' night out, birthday parties, free event, helps retention and leads. It does. Chris Malloy, who's added 300 students in 20 months or 22 months. What is it, Chris? 300 students in 22 months. And he's become the service guy. You know, he's really become the service guy since he's been watching Facebook Live and purchasing my seminars, and he watches them. Look at you, Chris. You sound like me. God, I just read that. I just said most of that. See, and Steve, see, you're saying, I believe we have done that, but we're still not growing like we should. So you believe you've solidly closed that back door. Well, how many average students are you losing a month? Go. What's your average? How many quit averaging per month from the past 6 months? What are your numbers? What are your numbers, Steve? Sean, welcome, Sean. How are you, ma'am? Brian, brilliant. Thank you, sir. Steve Ray. Alan, welcome. Alan, another name. Alan Villasenor. If you're coming on for the first time, please share with me your school name and where you're tuning in from. Chris Malloy, 20 months, 300 students, currently at 520. So this guy went from 212 to 512 in 20 months, you guys. That's amazing. And it was the most simplest of things. He dropped contracts. He focused on service, teaching better, training the team better, and making that commitment and understanding that that's the long-term investment. See, people want ROI. Give me the Hail Mary pass. Give me the quick fix. Give me that ultimate Facebook ad that's going to get me 90 leads. But there's really okay, so you're gaining and losing the same amount. I didn't say close the back door. Oh, we are experiencing gaining and losing the same amount. No. So what's within your most immediate power is to close that back door. If you're losing students in the same amount that you're gaining, then you need to work on that, sir. That's where I would spend my time first. Could be teaching, could be the class time, could be the instructor, could be the systems you need to write better and review and rewrite for them to deliver a better product, could be a dirty school, could be, there's so many things. And if you're constantly like a field general looking, where are the weaknesses? Where are they? Where are they? And what can I do to shore that up? It makes a huge difference, Steve. And I would start there first. I really would. Ask Chris. Chris is doing most of his internal marketing. If you look at internal marketing as an additional revenue stream, right? Parents' Night Out last week had 80 kids in Millbrae. 80. And we roughly run 30 to 40% are not our kids. Wow. That's part of my marketing budget. That's one of our, as Chris Malloy is saying here, birthday parties, parent night outs, free events, helps retention and leads. And this is the guy who's gotten 300 students in 20 months, dropping contracts, focusing on service, and turning to these type of events as his main source of marketing. But I guarantee you when Chris does a birthday party like me now, I bet he doesn't try to do a martial arts class. Got to get leads. Create the best birthday experience. We had like 5 birthday parties last weekend, 3 in Millbrae at $450 a birthday. It's become a revenue stream and a great way to generate new leads. Cool, right? It's cool. Chris, only internal marketing. And see, that's what I'm big on. The grass is not greener on the other side, Steve. The grass is greener where you water it. Water internally. Work on all the internal moving parts. That's really what this is about, Steve. Because like Roland Osborne says, you want to put a bad restaurant out of business, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm just using Roland's quote. You want to put a bad restaurant out of business, give them great marketing. See, and that's the big disconnect for me with a lot of marketing. It's all about marketing, but they don't tie that marketing into your why. They don't tie that marketing into your culture or your vision of how you want to grow your school in 3 to 5 years. It's some blanket marketing based upon data and algorithms. And Alan Belcher said that really well today. The way he did Facebook 2 years ago is not the way he's doing it today. He's not, because it's changing all the time, all the time. So I'm not looking what people are doing today. I'm seeing and visualizing what is marketing a year from now, setting that new trend, much like this. Every algorithm and piece of data says to me, Steve, do your Facebook Live posts at this time, once a week, on this day, and blah, 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 and you'll get the most viewers. What have I chose to do? When I'm on, I'm on. And last night is proving that point, Steve. We had 582. K1, do you have any idea where we are tonight? You're missing something, Steve, though. You're missing something. Oh, Chris said, and relocating was a big key. Yeah, we talked about that. And I remember that conversation, Chris, and you moving was the best thing. I'm glad you did that. I'm really glad you moved, because I'm a huge advocate of location, location, location. You guys who've been in my schools go, wow, this location is amazing. It is. It is. And I'll pay that rent. I'm okay with that. Steve, you're saying, but we are investing in our instructors. We have a beautiful school, great class, improved curriculum, but you're missing something, sir. How's it saying it's hard to see the tree from the forest, or the forest from the trees? There's probably something right in front of you that's so obvious that you don't see, because you're so in the mix that you don't see it. You don't. Because if you're still losing students and you got all that great stuff going on, there's something wrong there, Steve. There's something you don't see. There's something you don't see. Okay? James is sharing. See, listen to this. We do the same thing. We started doing external marketing to start and wasted a ton of money because it may not appeal to your demographic. A lot of these marketing guys that are selling you their products, do they know your demographic? Who knows your demographic better than you? You eat there, you shop there, you live there, right? You thrive there. So who knows your audience better than you? That's why you need to educate yourself. How do I speak to them? How do I market to them? I was working with a client in Germany, and he says Facebook doesn't work here. It does not. People aren't paying online for things. I'm like, wow, okay, great. So what do we need to do? And we really focus on a couple of schools' internal marketing in Germany, and it's blowing up for them. See, there's so many different ways, Steve, but without knowing deeper details. Okay, Steve's saying, Chris, that's probably what I need to do is move. There you go. There you go. Steve, are you in the same location that you were at when I was there? Years back? Are you in the same location? Let me know that. All right. Chris is saying contacting families 2 months before birthdays and inviting them to do a birthday party with us with great success. And those are free birthday parties, Chris? Are you charging for those yet? Any good methods for finding what I don't see? Surveys, Steve. Surveys. Survey your parents. Survey your students. When somebody quits, send them a thank you card for allowing us to serve you. Hey, if there's anything we could have done better, please let us know. We count on you to help us improve our service. And by the way, if you ever choose to return and want to continue your martial arts journey, we'll be right here with open arms. That's the thank you postcard we send when somebody quits our school. No third degree, none of that make you feel bad. None of that, you're letting your kid be a quitter. What kind of parenting is that? None of that guilt stuff. I want their exit, Steve, to just be as brilliant as their entrance. Super important. And that's us. Kind of crazy, right? Is that crazy? But it makes sense, does it not? Does it not? Think about that. And Chris, we charge for parties, rock and roll. And we've done that. We stopped it in San Francisco. It's become such a hot product and has such a commodity for us that we're booked 6 months in advance in Millbrae right now. And our parties are just rocking, right? Because again, I didn't think about it. Lead generating. I said, what is the best birthday experience for any kid that we can create? Dodgeball, or whatever. And we went to every birthday facility that was booked 6 months and was the bouncy place, Chuck E. Cheese, right? The trampoline, everywhere. The art place where the kids do art, every place that was booked heavily and said, okay, what's great about this? What's bad about this? We never went about it with, well, how can I get new students? What can I use from this birthday party or this? It was never about that. It's about creating what? Disney experience, memorable experiences that make people want to come back again and again and again. We get it all the time. Oh, I came to a birthday party 6 months ago, and you're just coming through the door now? Because they weren't ready to buy. They weren't. And every study is proving that. People come to a website, they're not ready to buy. So why would I have a sales-based website? Why? 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 Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Stephen. I read that in several places. 90% of the people, or 99, coming to your website are not ready to buy. They're looking. So what can I do to build trust? What can I do to get enough value there where people will want to at least opt in or at least try the trial, right? That's important, but I don't make that the dominant factor in our site. Oh, wait till you see our new site. I have my own web designer, which I've been very blessed. I really wanted to learn that because at one point I was at the mercy of a sales-based web company because I knew nothing about web design or coding or a way it behaved, none of it. And I was simply told, we're the experts, you're not, we know what we're doing. Okay, you're right, I don't. That experience, it's taken us 2 years, a couple of designers until where I'm at right now. And I want to know this stuff. Unfortunately, with Stephen Reinstein, he's educating us and he's allowing us to use some of the elements that we find at his websites that are aligned with our values and our culture and our why. Powerful, right? But I hope to produce a website that is on cutting edge. And these guys will laugh and say, oh, well, that's blah, blah, blah. Well, you know why? Because I'm a year ahead of you. I'm thinking a year down the road, as you should in your teaching, in your service. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Think down the road. Think bigger. Think in another way. Chris, in Australia where you're at, tell me, do the majority of the schools do contracts in your area? Go. Listen to Chris. And Chris, you look like a tough guy. Listen to this. The best thing you can do is care. Care about the students, the families, just care. Dude, you look like you could beat the crap out of somebody. And you're saying that. I'd love to hear you say that live. Got to listen to Chris. Chris seems like a really rough and tough guy, and he's saying that. Our summer camp sales landing page last year brought us 52 campers. Is that for the whole summer? 52 campers? 52 campers a week for 10 weeks to the tune of 520 weeks of camp. Is that what you're saying, Steve? Or 52 for the whole summer? You sold 52 weeks of camp for the whole summer. Which one is it? James is saying, Chris is saying we charge for birthday parties, but the parties is outstanding value. James is saying we do free birthday parties, but we're not getting sales from this yet. We need to make sure people know the values of these parties. Yeah, that's right. See, we did that in Millbrae, James, because we have an empty school anyways. So first thing we did is we gave a bunch of birthday parties. Students to my son's kindergarten class. We just boom, 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 because I wanted that school packed. I had Girl Scouts in there with self-defense. We were busy all the time, all the time, all the time. So tell me, Steve, what's the answer to that? Yes, sir. 11 weeks, 11 times 52. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I love this. Listen to Chris. And this was a trick question. This is beautiful. So I asked Chris, what are other people around you using contracts? And here's Chris's response. I don't honestly know what the others do regarding contracts. I rest my case. In San Francisco, I can look out the window, I kid you not, and see 2 Kung Fu schools right across the street, less than a block away. 2 blocks up, we got a Hapkido and a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Also 2 blocks up, we have a World Oyama. So how many is that? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 schools in less than a quarter-mile radius from me. We don't know what they do. We don't know what they charge. I don't know what their programs are. Nothing. And in San Francisco, with no parking, anybody's been there, no parking, we're at 603. 603. So what does that prove? What does that prove? What do you think? What does that prove? Karen, what's happening, Karen? Jeremy, we have got 0 new members from our parties, and we do them all the time. And by surveying, they seem to like the party. Are you doing life skills educations in your birthday parties, Jeremy? We do a whole section where we do family time. Kids and parents on the floor together doing drills. We'll do a teamwork drill, and we'll wear teamwork badges. We'll do a family drill, and we'll wear family badges. We even do a thing, check this out. When we finish family time, we have a thing called the love badge. Kid you not. Use it during Valentine's in our school. It's all about love. And we say, hey, everybody right now, you want to earn this love badge from your parents? Awesome. Because who do we love the most? Our parents. Okay, you got to give your parents the best hug. So they hug. Right? And then I say, let's do a tickling hug. Let's do a laughing hug. Let's do a kissing hug. Let's do a rolling around on the ground hug. I kid you not. Then I turn the music down completely. And I say, okay, give your parents a real hug, the best hug. And I say, and all my guys do this, these are the moments we live for. And boom, the room is just like, wow. And then we give the love badge to everybody. Tell me, Jeremy, would that potentially get you new students if they're walking out there with a teamwork badge, focus badge, confidence badge, love badge, and you're doing these and they're fun family games. They're not a martial arts class, Jeremy. That might be one of the reasons, right? You've got to share your culture and your why subliminally integrated in there without trying to teach a martial arts class. Are you doing those things, Jeremy? Yeah, I bet you're big softy, Chris. I got a big hug when you come over and see me in October. You're coming in October, right, Chris? From Australia. It is October, right? Chris Cantwell, what's happening, sir? I love that, Chris, because, you know, I say this all the time. If I keep my side of the street clean and not worry about your side of the street, I'm cool. It's the same thing here. I don't spend my energy time looking at these other schools around me and what they do. We just spend internally, Steve, doing what we do and learning ways to do it better based upon knowing our demographic and what their needs are and speaking to them. Everybody laughed at my cotton candy machine a year ago. Thought I was insane. And now how many people have a cotton candy machine donating it to church events, different events all the time? All the time. And it feels good to give. It's the right thing to do. It just is, right? Steve saying, so you don't teach any martial arts techniques in your birthday parties? No, we'll hold the pad and say, okay, well, let's do a jump kick. The birthday celebrant. All right, the next one we're going to earn a best kick badge. All right, jump up and kick. That's it. We don't instruct anything. They're simple techniques. How much instruction do they need? You just want to go pap, 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 pap. You know, lay those drills. Lay them fast. Lay them hard. Zombie tag, you know, is one kid's love. Wax museum, they love. You know, they love dodgeball. They love relay races with their parents, right? All those different drills. But we don't sit there and try to formally teach rechamber. We don't do any of that. None of it. I want to make the best birthday experience. And you'd be amazed because it's so much fun. It's just such an experience. Because when I take my kids to a birthday party, this is me up against the wall. This is me. This is me. And it's that way for most parents, folks. Not with us. Not with us. Those parents are on the floor up until about the age of 7 or 8. And it's wild. People have seen footage. $450 a birthday party. One of our best ways to get new leads. Wow. You know, and it all started out as free parties and going, okay, I want to make this better. Not, I want to get more leads. I want to make this a better party. Let's go look at all the different places. Okay, great. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And we just constantly always raising the bar to create the best birthday experience. Stop focusing on the ROI. And organically, like Chris is sharing with you, he's getting lots of leads and people are paying for the parties. Jose from the House of the Samurai. I love that. I love that name. Chris, you're sounding more and more like me. Jeremy, The parties are more about branding. So if they want the martial arts one day, you're on the front of their mind. And I've shared that. Somebody came to a birthday party as a guest twice. They came to one of our family fun days, then turned around and walked in and signed up for 4 weeks of camp and martial arts lessons. Really, because we're so desperate. We live in a state of fear. You want, what's my RI? What's my RI? What's my RI? I've done the Groupon. The Grouponers, all this traffic through my door. Nobody cared about my brand. They were loyal to Groupon, right? So I want quality leads. I want to create a quality experience. And you can't do that if all you're focusing on is get a lead. Typical example is the people that do like Kung Fu Panda, or, whatever's coming up next. And you're in the movie theater, you're out there in the lobby, you're blocking people, demo teams doing their thing, you get 900 leads, 20 people book for an appointment, 10 may show, and then maybe, 1 or 2 convert. I don't consider those good numbers at all. At all. Who's done those movie theaters with limited success? Go, own it. Jeremy, we're not doing a martial arts class. We also don't involve the parents. Well, that's what I saw nobody did, Jeremy. See, that's an example of being a forward thinker. Every one of these birthday parties, parents leaned up against the wall using their cell phone. That sucks. I want to involve the parents. I want to create that Disney experience. I want to do that. So we created something nobody else does. Nobody. And with the 4 or 5-year-olds, those kids are timid and scared. What an amazing experience. Amazing. Well, the parents want to do what we just do on the phone because they don't know any better. Because that's what you offer them. You offer them this, Jeremy. That's why they do this. You don't, in a very wonderful, engaging, convincing way, get them on the floor with you, right? We make the kids go get them. That's how it happens. We play a bunch of games with the kids. All right, now it's family time here at One Martial Arts. And we get the kids to go get the parents. Cool. Jason, I hate that I can't make it out in November to your event, but would love to come out to see your school and experience your culture. People come from all over the world, all the time. Grant, what's happening, Grant, sir? Also from Australia. For my Australia contingency, I got a message from Heidi Fred De Palma about possibly coming out to Australia for his MA first gig, but he never hit me back after that. I don't know. So maybe that's off the table. James Baker, we have it sucks. Good. Jeremy, how would you introduce that aspect to involvement? I just told you. Do I need to repeat that one? I hope not. Anyways, hey, Elisa, greetings, Professor. Gratefully. See, she's one of our raving fans. And here's what we're talking about paying it forward. The kids started with her grandchildren, and they were then things changed and they could no longer afford us. So I scholarship the kids. They've been on scholarships for what? I don't know, 2-3 years now, maybe, right? But look, we've created this raving fan and a woman who loves us, and we love them. And checked out our Facebook and hear it to help me wait. All I can say is I know 2 families sent their children to you as they got old enough from Winter's complimentary 6th birthday party 2 years ago. See? And they were very happy. And if they have more than one child, who will go later? See? There you go. Just pay it forward because it's the right thing to do. And you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed how that changes so dramatically. It just does. Cool. Next question. What do you got? Okay, we've been on for an hour. So, an hour. They say time goes by when you're having fun. I can't believe we just blew up an hour like that. We just blew it up. Boom. There you are. Come on, a few more questions. I'm going to start wrapping this up. Come on, get it. Minute questions because I'm here. This is Rainmaker Membership Systems and Software present Success Never Sleeps with me, Brannon Beliso. Sam, you are welcome, sir. You are very welcome. Come on, get those last minute questions in, folks. Jason, what is your average class size, sir? You know, we just started some morning classes, homeschooled kids. Sometimes they're 1 or 2. But our average class size during peak hours, you know, anywhere between 4 and 8:30, are roughly anywhere from 15 to 30, depending upon the day. Yeah. But again, no matter what the class size, Jason, what we promote is a low student to teacher ratio of roughly 7 to 1. That's it. And so the parents don't really ask how big, when they ask you that question, Jason, how big are the classes? Well, man, we work with a low student to teacher ratio. At any given time, it's about 7 to 1. And that should be the proper answer that you offer them. That's important. Very important. Does that make sense, Jason, to you? Grateful. You rock, and many blessings from a grateful now. Thank you for everything you do, paying it forward as you do, Brannon, sir. And I'm grateful for that. You know, you've been one of our biggest supporters, man. And I never asked for that. I didn't know that was going to happen and transpire that way. We simply gave to your kids because they need it, right? Right? You can vouch for that. Did I ever ask you for anything in return? No, never did. Never did. And that's really what paying it forward is about. The pay it forward mentality. People say, well, I was going to pay my rent, get me 10 new students. You know, we all want to sing together, Kumbaya, my Lord, right? I mean, I believe in it. I believe in it. And if you pay it forward, the law of attraction, it comes back tenfold. But do it honestly. Don't do it because subliminally in the back of your brain going, I'm going to get students out of this. I'm going to get students out of this. That's why I tell you, don't show up the first day of teacher development in your uniform with a box of donuts. Please don't do that. They see right through that now. They know where you're coming from. They don't care. You're bringing them freaking donuts, right? And you're doing that because you're hoping to get your foot in the door for a school talk and everything else, right? What's up, Conjure? Welcome. All right, so let's start wrapping this up. What are your big takeaways? What are your big takeaways tonight? What have we learned tonight? Help me. Your quick thoughts on schools that have partnership ownerships or any advice? I don't think a partnership's a good idea. I don't. I really don't. Every partnership I've ever witnessed, the majority end up falling apart. You can't have 2 captains on a ship. That's my feeling. But do I believe a husband and wife team could work? Do I believe a family can run a school together? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. 2 people, 2 strong alpha males running a business together, maybe not the best thing. Some people make it work. I'd say what I've witnessed does not work, A1, as the majority. But again, that's my opinion. I'm sure there's a million people out there who could prove me wrong on that, right? They could prove me wrong. So that's my feeling about that. Patrick, welcome, Patrick, sir. Thank you, Concho. No takeaways, you just missed you. That's okay. You're here now, sir. Go back and watch this. You know, go back and watch this. It's another powerful one because we are a collective. We're cutting the edge. We're drilling through the grit, you know. We're tired of the same old way. We know it at a heart level doesn't resonate. It doesn't work with the Buddha spirit. And that's why you guys fail. That's why people aren't succeeding. Because here you are, values, martial arts, culture. And right now, if you enroll, I'll drop the enrollment fee. And right now, it's just like, what? Doesn't work. I never thought it fit together. And that's, again, me. That's just my opinion. One man's humble opinion. That's just me. Okay? When I say that, please be very clear about that. I don't think it's in line with the Buddha spirit. Okay, here's Don's takeaways. Focus on why you are doing it. Involve your tribe in future decision. Referrals are the number one source of leads. They are. With all the technology out there, every piece of data will prove we are a service-based industry. Cleaner, you know, much like any other service. The number one way of getting new business is referrals. It builds instant trust when somebody else is tooting your horn like a raving fan, right? So I agree with you on that. Focus on why you're doing it. Why? And if everything centers around to get more leads, that's like the guy walking to the nightclub, going up to every girl in there until somebody says yes. Can I have your phone number? 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 If I do this enough times, somebody's going to say yes. What do you think of that? Pretty lame, right? Well, that's what we do. Hi, how you doing? You think about martial arts? Give me your name and email. It's no trust there. There's nothing about building a relationship. There's not even any concern. There's no difference. Someone call me right now going, I get that all the time on my phone now. Hey, Brannon, how you doing? Who is this? Hey, it's me, Sherry. And right now you just won 3. Click, click. You violated my trust. You don't know me. And you call me like you're my friend? Wow. Right? Right? Instant trust. No. Instant weird. That's weird. Don't, get away from me. So it's really understanding why you're doing it. And straight up, if your why is you want to sell me something, tell me that. Hi, this is Johnny. I'm here to sell you this. Okay? At least you're straight up. I don't want to buy it. Thank you. We're done, right? Don't give me smoke and mirrors and that other stuff. And that's why I'm so against enrollment fees. You guys who do enrollment fees for the guys of, hey, well, if they're on the fence about signing up, you can always say, I'll drop that enrollment fee. How many of you still do that? Go. Own it. How many of you still do that? Go. I want to get a drink of water. Or type in there. How many use an enrollment fee as a tool if they don't want to sign up, saying you'll drop the enrollment fee? Go. Come on. Oh, how many of you use that? How many of you use your enrollment fee as a strategy to say, I will take off the enrollment fee if you choose to sign up today and only today? Go. Don says he has no enrollment fees. Come on. Enrollment fees, and part of it is a strategy. Sam, I never give discount. Well, good for you, Sam. If it works for you and you're happy with that, rock and roll, right? But how many of you have enrollment fees, right? And you use those enrollment fees as a strategy if somebody's on the fence about signing up and you're going to take that enrollment fee out. Go. Come on. K1 saying, I no longer do the enrollment fee in 2008. Thought it was a good method. A lot of people did, and a lot of people still do. They still do. They still do. They're still using the home sales tactics they did from freaking, 20 years ago, back in the day of the 80s. They're still doing that. A lot of people are. Okay, so Sam, let me ask you this question. She sets a price for all, $189 a month with a $150 registration fee. Okay, so what do they get for that $150, Sam? Tell me what value do you give them for that $150? Go. And while we're waiting for Sam's answer, Nana's sharing with us, you never asked me for one dime and I offered to wash your mirrors, and that was from my heart. Knowing you better, I realized how you never would have done anything but treat us with dignity. My grandkids were ready to wash mirrors at you too. They were ages 5 and 8. And tell me, the $150 registration fee, what is that for? Isn't the $189 a month for the 2 to 3 classes per week, sir? Isn't that what the $189 is for? So break down, what is the $150 registration fee for? I get that. You have a 5% increase only once after a year. Yeah. Cost of living is 4%. So technically you could raise your prices 4% every year. You choose to do 5. Okay. But what is the $150 registration fee for? Because I'm paying you $189 a month for the 2 to 3 classes, right, Sam? So that's what my $189 is for. I understand that. For $189, I get 2 to 3 classes a week. What is the $150 registration fee for? Uniform and sign-up fee. Okay, again, a uniform is how much? I can get a uniform wholesale for about, I don't know, $10 to $12 with our logo on it, right? So we knock off, let's say, $11 for the cost of the uniform. We'll be generous, call it $20. We still have $130 left. What is the sign-up fee for? What is the $130 in sign-up fee? What is a sign-up fee? What is the sign-up fee for? Go. I mean, that's a real good markup on a uniform. That's a really good markup on your uniform. It's to become a member. I don't understand that, sir. Am I not a member because I'm paying you $189 a month? So I come into your school, I sign up, I pay you $189, I get to start classes and do 2 to 3 days a week, correct? So why am I paying you to become a member when I've already paid you $189? Help me, Sam. I never had anyone complain or ask why. Well, okay. Let's do some numbers then. How long have you been in business and how many students do you have? Go. See, for me as a consumer, right, if I walk into a business right now and I hand them $150, I walk out of there with something, right? Whether it's a hard drive or this or that, I give you $150. I walk out of there with something, correct? Who's with me on this? Is everybody with me on this? You're going for 6 hours. Good for you, Sam. How many students do you have? You should have a school in a high-income area. That's smart business. You did your demographic study. Good for you, Sam, sir. So, again, I walk into a store. I give you $150, Sam. I should walk out of there with something of value. I, as a consumer, see no value in a sign-up fee. I, as a consumer, see no value. Sam, you have 80 students in 6 years, sir. I have 402 and a half. You feel me? Chris Malloy added 300 students in 20 months, sir. Numbers don't lie. And that's what I'm saying. I know we're taught to do business that way, sir. I understand it. But again, I get no value. You're telling me this $150 is a sign-up fee. There's no value for me as a consumer. And there's no service. You know, if I give my masseuse $150, he gives me a massage. I get service, right? If I understand you value giving my service. That's the $189, sir, because I come 2 to 3 days a week. I understand that, Sam. I get that. I'm happy with that. I give you $189. You teach me martial arts and help me become a better person. I get that. Absolutely. You should value giving my service. But what do I get for $150? What do you give me? Other than the uniform, which you and I both know, wholesale, Sam, wholesale is what? $10 to $12 unless it's jiu-jitsu? What is that uniform, everybody? Who's with me on this? Who's seeing where I'm going with this? And again, that's where the critical thinkers come in. right? And here was my experience. And I don't do enrollment fees. I think they're bogus. That's my opinion. It's your sign-up fee. Well, what? $150 for what? It's your enrollment, your sign-up fee. I don't get it. There's no value for me as the consumer, right? There's no value and that's why your retention is not good, sir. It's not good. So here's my experience. My son was in a preschool, right? And I walked in on the first day to get him registered, and she said it'll be a $375 enrollment fee. And I said to her, okay, I'm going to give you $375. What do I get for it? She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, same thing I'm sharing with you now. If I walk into a store and I give somebody $375, I walk out with a TV, I walk out with, gaming system, I walk out with a leather jacket, something. I'm going to give you $375. Why? She goes, well, that's just our policy, sir. I said, okay, come on, help me here. I'm trying to understand. I'm going to give you a check right now for $375. What do I get in exchange? Well, that's our enrollment fee. You've said that, but again, I don't see the value I get for that. I don't see the value. She goes, well, I don't know what to say, sir. I said, okay, so I'm going to be very generous here. What you're going to do is you're going to open your computer, you're going to sit down, maybe take you 30 minutes to put in all my information. Well, I did most of that on the iPad. You're going to go in and put all my banking information so you can charge me every month for tuition, and that's it. Am I right about that? Well, I guess if you put it that way, sir. All right, here's your check for $375. But please don't tell me there's any value associated with it, because there is not. There isn't, Sam. You tell me it's a $150 enrollment fee. That's already a bad day for me. Because there's no value in it. Zero value. Zero. Well, it's the association dues, and you get this card, and blah, blah, blah. I just want my kid to learn focus. I don't care about your association. I don't know about it. I have no value yet. I've not been here for a long time. I don't see all that stuff. And that's why I would think your attrition rate is what it is, Sam. That's why I would say after, you have 80 students, after 6 years in business, divide 80 students, sir, over 72 weeks, 72 months. You're averaging one student a month, right? 12 months out of the year times 6 years, that's 72 months, sir. And you have 80 students, you get one student a month. That's what you're averaging. So with your enrollment fees and your contracts and all that, you're telling me people have no objection? I would really want to know how many people never sign up with you to begin with because you have that enrollment fee, because you have bell testing fees and all the rest. Again, that's just where I'm going with this. And the thinking I lead and the thinking I offer to people. It's just a different way. I'm not saying it's right or wrong for you, Sam. I'm just saying numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie, Sam. They don't. You feel me on that, Sam? Right? Again, just open your mind to that. The industry taught me the same thing. Have enrollment fees, have upgrades, bell testing fees, built-in sales. That's what they taught me. And at a heart level, I just went, yuck. I feel like a used car salesman. This is yucky. I don't like it. I don't care if people are making money or not. I don't like it. It doesn't resonate with me on a values level. And that's where this whole movement grew out of for me and where this all started. Cool? Cool? All right. So, but see, Sam, listen to that. You're saying, again, the exchange they will receive is service. But you haven't served me yet. I'm paying you $150 for service I did not get. That's not a good way to start a relationship, sir. I get it. I will pay you $189 and start lessons and you're serving me for a month for $100. I get that, Sam. That's rock and roll. It's great. But that $150 registration fee for future service that I can't touch, I can't taste, I can't look at, it means nothing to me, sir, but that you're taking me for additional money. That's how it, is anybody with me on that? Anybody? Anybody? Sam, you've lost many. See, all of those are indications that the way you're doing business currently does not work. Does anybody, are you with me on that? Anybody? Okay, Jeremy's saying, I know organizations that charge each child $49 a year and puts it on the school owners, usually collect. The organization says it is for their A, membership, B, certificates, C, tournament points. Do you think that this is reasonable membership if they have to charge the fee if the school chooses they can eat the year? No, I wouldn't pay it. I wouldn't pay it because to me, that's no value to my consumer. Membership. I'm paying you my membership and my dues each month of, this is $189, Jeremy. Why am I going to give you $49 additional for your membership? Again, there's no value. What do I get? Some little freaking card that says I'm part of this association? What do I get? There's no value there, sir. And I don't mean to be disrespectful. There's a lot of big organizations that function that way. But again, as a consumer, Joe E. Public, who's not a martial artist, I don't get it. So I pay you $49. Certificates, I can make my own certificate. I can go hire a guy at Fiverr right now to make me a killer certificate and print it off my Toshiba printer that I lease. Oh, but it's official and it's got the logo and da. I'm a mom with a 6-year-old kid. Honestly, I don't give a patootie. I don't give a rat's patootie about that. God, I don't cuss. Is that late? A rat's patootie. But you feel me on that, you folks? I grew up with the pomp and circumstance, all school martial artists. Please know that. Know that. I'm simply sharing something that you got to know your demographic, what their needs are, and then speak to them and telling them, this is your membership. Yeah, but I pay you every month. Isn't that my membership? No, this is for your membership. Okay. I don't get it. And see, tournament points? I just started. My kid bounces off the wall. I want him to learn some focus. I'm not even thinking about tournament points. That is like freaking hieroglyphics to me. I'm a mom with a 6-year-old kid who just needs some focus. You're talking tournament points and memberships and certificates? That's hieroglyphics. That is not a great way to build trust. You just took me for $49. That's all. And if the school chooses they can eat the yearly fee and pay it themselves, that's horrible. 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 I refuse to pay any of them. Believe me, that's happened to me, and I just say, I'm sorry, sir. I paid you for lessons. I earned this belt. It's like this. Okay? And again, this is my humble opinion. I go to college. I become a doctor. Right? I have professors in college. I have, I do my internship. I have mentors. Once I start practicing, am I required to kick down any of those professors? Am I required to, all those people that I worked under, those doctors, am I required to kick them down money? What do you think? Type it in there. What do you think? What do you think? Sam is saying this has nothing to do with retention, sir. Yes, it does, Sam. Yes, it does. Oh my God, yes, it does. Because if you're nickel and dime your people every year with some, bell testing fee and all those other things, yes, it does. Absolutely. I shared this with somebody one time. I was speaking at the Super Show in Vegas. And I said, I don't do bell testing fees. And I'm going to encourage you to rethink that one and consider dropping them. A woman came up to me mad. She was mad. And she said, it's very irresponsible of you to ask me to drop belt testing fees. If I drop belt testing fees, I'd be losing $3,000 in revenue every quarter. I said, whoa, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying I do it, and you should open your mind and just consider it. Put it on the table. So she stormed off. Well, you're wrong. Said, okay, I'm wrong. Came back the next day in my booth. She goes, sir, I got to tell you, I'm sorry. I said, no, ma'am, you are entitled to, you're the architect of your life, your business. Who am I or anybody to influence or tell you how to live your life? She goes, no. I went back and I studied some statistics. I said, okay, well, tell me about them. She goes, I realized every time we have bell testing, listen to this. Every time we have bell testing, I lose $5,000 in renewals. See, so this is why it has to do with retention, Sam. The perception that you nickel and dime, enrollment fees, this, that, testing fees. Every bell testing, she was losing $5,000 in renewals. So what does that say, folks? What does that say? And I know we've put this out there before. I think it's a good one. Jeremy's saying he 100% agrees. We don't charge membership fees, but the organizations make it necessary. I'm sorry. That organization don't pay my rent. That organization don't feed my kids. That organization doesn't come in here and better my business. That organization doesn't do anything that a typical franchise, a franchisor would offer to a franchisee. They do nothing. They do nothing, sir, but collect fees. That doesn't make sense to me at all. At all. Sam, Steve's asking, how many students do you think you have lost in the past year because of your enrollment fee? Yeah. Jeremy, that's how pyramid schemes work. You are right, sir. That's exactly how they work. And I'm so against that. I am. And you know me, I stand on my little soapbox because I'm so short and I say, hey, you guys, isn't this, nobody sees this here? Ain't nobody going to look at the elephant in the room and question this? No, because I'm a student. I'm a junior. I must listen to my, whatever he says to do, I do. No. We're not on the mat now. We're talking business. I give you $150, Sam. What do you give me for it? That's tangible. Tangible. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Nothing. Okay? And again, that's my feeling about that. K1, I feel you on that. I feel registration and enrollment fees are okay if they are added into the overall contract. And then you can have a lower monthly installment. But all that is too much for me and goes against my belief. Yeah, it is. It's $150 down, then that'll reduce your costs. No, you want cash up front because you suck as a business person. You haven't laid it out right and you need cash. Because if you do your job, well, the goal is eliminate the obstacles. Get rid of any obstacle. I found an enrollment fee is an obstacle. It's a huge obstacle. Hey, sign up right away. Boom, first class, charge you, monthly, $199 a month. Done day. Simple, easy entry. That's why even when you cancel in our school, we don't even have a 30-day cancel. I want your exit to be just as amazing and as beautiful as your entrance. Who can see that? Powerful, right? Jordan, if most schools teach to test, then shouldn't their monthly fees cover the cost of the testing? Thank you. My kid goes to school, right? Even when they're in a private school, nobody charges them testing fees when they take a test at school. It's part of their monthly tuition. We are one of the only industries that do that. And we rationalize that saying, well, if you're real estate, you pay for the course and then you pay for the test. Well, let's liken it to something that's similar to what we do. A private school you pay money for. They don't turn around and have me doing all that stuff. Ever. Sam, after 1 year, my bell test is every 6 or 8 months, which they pay less, but I will lose students after they stay 1 year or 2. Yeah, because I think testing every 6 to 8 months is way too far apart, Sam. Way too apart. I mean, that's a long time in kids' years. That's a lifetime. I think they should be testing a minimum every 3 to 4 months. That's it. 6 to 8 months is a long time. A long time. Because you're saying a 36-month contract, Steve. Steve's saying he thinks he's lost about 40 students. 40 people did not sign up in the last 3 years. Well, 40 in the last 3 years, sir, and you're at 60, 80 students. And so your marketing I need to review. The marketing's a big one, Sam, because you're getting one net new student a month. I mean, a month, right? 80 over, a month, one net student? That's insane. And if only 40, you're not getting a lot of people coming through the door, sir. And the thing is, a lot of this is external. You're talking about things that, so it is 40 times 189. You could say 36 months if you want, Steve. Sure. The point is it's not working. That's all I'm saying, Sam. It is not working. It is not working, sir. It is not. Do you agree it's not working? Do you agree it's not working? And if you can agree to that, then you can begin to, no matter whether it's me or anything else, think, I got to make some changes here, some legitimate ways of doing business, because this does not work. You agree? It doesn't work. Who agrees? It doesn't work. It doesn't. The numbers speak for themselves. The numbers don't lie, Sam. They don't. They don't. They don't. Man, that was an amazing. We were supposed to wrap this thing up, and we ended up on this. Wow, we went another 30 minutes. You guys are insane. You guys are animals. What time is it out there on the East Coast? It's got to be 2 in the morning, 3. You guys are crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. Wow. 40 times 189 is over $7,500 a month, Sam. It doesn't work. I'm telling you. And that's why, my wife really wanted my son to go to that preschool. But if it wasn't for that, I would have walked out. I wasn't going to pay her $375 for nothing. I just want her to know I'm not an idiot. I'll write your check because that's the only way my son's getting in this school, because you're holding me ransom, you're holding me prisoner. But please, I got no value out of this. Zero value. Zero value. Zero, Sam. You're basically charging me $150 for a uniform. And that's highway robbery. It is, because again, any other situation of exchange, I'm going to give you money. I walk out with something tangible. Ooh, I bought a cup, $5. I don't get anything. That is not a great way to build trust. That is not a great way to grow a relationship. That happened to me recently. Somebody did that with one of their services. Vince, 1 a.m. in Chicago. Don O'Neill, 2 a.m. Don, you're a beast. I'm not trying to kill you, sir. Please, I'm not, sir. I'm just sharing you the other mindsets. But we're so ingrained in our brain. Ask K1, ask everybody here. We know we've all that 1,000 times. Enrollment fee, take a big down payment, lower the monthly fees, right? Keep it clean, keep it simple, make the entry as painless as possible. As painless as possible. So you want to take $350 down now, and then the month later you're going to charge me $149. Ding, ding, ding. That's over $600. That's not good. No, it's simple. You start today, $199. Done. Done. Easy, simple. Remove the obstacles. It's not removing their objections to the enrollment fee, removing their objection to the belt testing fee. It's removing them. Those are the obstacles, not their objection to it. The obstacles are the enrollment fee. The obstacles are the belt testing fee. They are. They are. And again, we're one of the only industries that do that. My son takes swimming. I pay for the swimming. He tests in swimming. He gets a ribbon. Nobody charges me anything additional for it. We are one of the only industries that behave that way. Where the perception comes, look in Wikipedia, McDojo, Black Belt Factory, and it says description. They nickel and dime you. If any of your reviews read that you're all about the money and you nickel and dime, you better go back and reevaluate the way you do business. Cool? All right. Takeaways. Professor needs to get out of here. Concho, share this with us, sir. Hi, sir. I thought you might like this. A life without anyone who trusts you is a life no one wants to live. Man, amen to that, my brother. I want trust. And it really is about doing the right thing. It is. It is. It just is. It is. You've got to do the right thing, because it's so hard to earn the trust, but so easy to lose it. Think about our own lives and everything else. So hard to earn trust, but lose it like that, right? So be mindful of that. If somebody likes you, they'll be your friend. If they trust you, they'll do business with you. That's what it's all about. And the people I trust in business, I don't even look at their invoice. I believe them because I trust them. Done day. Easy done. Easy done. All right? So what are our last takeaways? You're very welcome, Jose. Steve Ray, but ideally we must remove all possible objections to make it easy for them. You do. So think about anything that could be a possible objection and get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And when someone says to you, I need to go talk to my husband, you know what? Maybe they really freaking do, you guys. No, they don't. They're just trying to work out. Don't even second guess that. Value it, respect Leave the door open, give them everything they need, prize, give them everything. Hold nothing back. And let them walk out of there with that Disney experience. They can go home and rave to their husband about how non-pressure sales you were, how upfront and transparent you were, how I have the tuition sheet in front of me, even though I've never taken a lesson. Don't do that. Don't do that, because until they experience the benefits, how will they know? Everybody says that to us. Okay, well, great. This is the trial. 4 weeks in the uniform, $99. What's it going to cost me after that? Well, the national average is somewhere between $99 and $200. We're somewhere in there. Time's up, pencils down. Here you go. Here's our tuition sheet. No contracts, no upgrades, no belt testing fees, no cancellation fees. Here it is for once a week. Here it is for twice a week. It's really that simple. Please respect your consumer, value them, and stop acting with this desperate fear-based thinking. Right? I even had one school owner tell me that when somebody doesn't want to sign up, they'll say, I'll tell you what, you give me a check for $60, I'll give you this uniform. If you change your mind, you don't want to sign up, bring the uniform back and I'll rip up the check. Who's heard that one before? Anybody? Anybody? Who's heard that one before? Hey, what's up, Nick? Who's heard that before? Anybody heard that tactic in our industry? Because we know the guys is that you have to bring back the uniform. And when you come back with the uniform, I get a second opportunity to close you again. Awful word, to close you. Close. Close, that's like finishing. It's over. We're just starting a relationship. I want to close the deal. It's not a deal. It's a relationship, a very precious relationship. My kid's going to be there. And you're looking about it's calling a deal and you're closing it, right? It's yucky, horrible. I want nothing to do with it. Yeah, there you go. Sam's got, by the way, I have a black belt club and a master's club, which charge $210 per month from the master. Rock and roll, Sam. You do what you do at 80 students after 6 years. I'm telling you, all this is affecting your numbers. I would believe that. I would believe that. But I don't even know you, Sam. It's just my humble opinion. And my opinion means nothing. I don't have to live your life, and nothing I do contributes to that. So only you can make the call, Sam. And if you believe it's working for you with 80 students in 6 years, so be it. Who am I to say, sir? Who am I? I'm just some guy at Facebook, right? But if you believe at a heart level this resonates with you, then search your soul and make the changes you need to make to get to 100, to get to 200, to get to 300. I believe that, sir. Everything you're doing sounds typical, what we're taught to do in our industry. It is. All of it. All of it. And people freak out when I tell them these things. My 80 students bring money. Other schools, 150. Yeah, sure. Sure. You got 80 students at $200 a month. I'm going to give you that student value. And that's high because some people you said were at a lower price point, $189. So the average student with testing fees and everything, let's be generous. Let's call it $250. You make $20,000 a month, sir. $240,000 a year, minus all your expenses. What do you take home? Come on. Sir, you're rationalizing everything. And that's okay if that's what you need to do. That's cool. Again, who am I to say what success is for you, Sam? Only you can decide that, sir. Only you, not me, not anybody on here that's offering advice. Nobody can do that, sir, because it's your life. It's your space. It's your race. None of us have any right to tell you what to do, sir. None of us, especially me. Again, this is just my opinion, and everybody has an opinion, right, Sam? Everybody. Takeaway. Search your soul and make the necessary changes to fall in line with those beliefs. Good. Good. Good, good, good. See, Sam, you know what's beautiful about this is we can be respectful to one another. We can talk about this, and it's all cool. And that's really what martial arts is about, right? Right? It's not, whether my reverse punch is better than a knife edge hand. It's none of that. It's when we can just hang out and debate like this and have different opinions and still at the end of this event have great respect for one another. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool? And that's what it should be, because I don't want to miss out on all the great information. And just because I don't agree with somebody, I could still learn a lot from the people I don't agree with. Everybody. You feel me? Who feels me on that? Everybody? Okay, takeaway. Okay, good. Search your soul and make the necessary change to fall in line. Jeremy, Sam, I just checked your website. There's no info for any programs, just show that can help. Yeah, you want to be able to share with them, Sam, all about your programs. If all you have is a schedule and there's no info for any programs, yeah, you got to put it in there, sir. You got to put that info in there, right? All right. So any other takeaways? Put in your takeaways. I'm going to start wrapping. If you haven't read my book, please pick it up. Live, Learn, Grow. Lessons of a Reluctant Tiger, available at Amazon.com. My kids series, doing well also, The Adventures of Bray and Tay. You want my e-products? You want to watch some of my learning seminars? Go to BrannonBeliso.com. And please, if you could make it happen, come to It's Time Live. It's Time Live Encore. November 12th, you can stay for 1 day. November 11th and 12th, 2 days. Or November 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. You stay 4 days, only 20 people. I would change your life. We just added a new sponsor, My Studio, a great app. So we have Rainmaker is one of my sponsors. We have Vision USA, and it looks like we're going to have My Studio come aboard as well. And I'm grateful for that. Sponsors help me keep my costs down. They offset things. And again, none of my sponsors tell me what to do. That's the number one position. You don't censor me. I don't have to talk about your product. I don't. And that's what I love about my sponsors. They respect that about me, and that is my values in what I do. Cool? So think about that. And Conway's posting it in there. Thank you, Conway, sir. Conway, K1. I'm sorry, sir. I'm getting tired. Conway. Why did that? It's like part of Conquest. Conway, Conquest. K1, I'm sorry. I'm getting tired, sir. As you can hear it in my voice. But I want to stay with you guys, you know? I do, because I feel you. I feel you so much. I feel your pain. I know where you're at. I know your frustrations. I get it. I get it, you guys. I really do. And I know you know I do. You know? So, any other takeaways before I'm out the door? Hour and a half, man. I got to get home. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. And my legs are so sore. My abs are so sore. My arms are like freaking rubber. Oh, man. What a brutal class. On the verge of throwing up. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So I just want to thank my sponsors, Rainmaker, for this event. As always, you know, Scott and the gang, I love you guys, you know, and it's important to respect that. There are people in the industry that may not agree with me or may not agree with Rainmaker, and that's all cool, but we can always still respect each other, right? Isn't that important? It is. It is. And somebody had shared a conversation with me privately today, and I just said, well, you know, the relationship I have with the people I have relationships with are very important to me. And the value we share is the value we share. And even though you may not share that value with them, there's no reason why I can't appreciate the values I have with them. I hope that makes sense. I know it's kind of cryptic, but I just wanted to put that out there so it doesn't sit with me, right? I don't like taking on other people's energy. It's very important to me. So in my weird way, I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, I am tired, but you know what, Concho? I could do this all night with you guys. I could do this all night. I busted hard for an hour and a half and knew this was coming up, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here with you. And that's really what I hope to show as an example of service and of giving and of paying it forward. If you do that in your school, I promise you will reap amazing profitability, and you'll be a better version of yourself every day. Cool? James, you just had ice cream. What a guy. All right. So thank you so much. I hope you choose to join me in November. K1 put that in there. My books are in there. Thank you, K1, sir. Please share this with as many people as you can. That is part of the collective, to grow our tribe, to produce critical thinkers, thought leaders that are going to question Big Brother, that are going to challenge the establishment and create something that's never been done before. You deserve that because you are unique. You are special. You have a story to tell. Cool? So don't tell my story. Don't tell anybody else's. Live your story. Be your story. Tell your story. And I promise you an amazing life. Cool? Until we talk again, folks, please. I love the hearts. So many of them. Lots of hearts. That's the best emoji. I don't get the rest of those freaking emojis, and I don't get any of them. But the hearts, I did. Thank you so, so much. Until we talk again, please, please, please go out there and live your best life.